Well, hello there. My name is Mahdi, and I'm here to rank Taylor Swift's album from worst to best or best to worst. I'm just gonna do a tier list of her discography. Now, uh, I'm a big Kanye West fan, but I used to really like Taylor Swift's music. I mean, like, I used to be, I used to like listen to her music all the time because I loved her music so much. But then I guess my music taste changed and I started listening to different music. But then I fell in love with Kanye, and I know there is a lot of controversy following Kanye and Taylor together. But at the end of the day, I saw them both as amazing artists doing their own thing, and I guess avoided the controversy. I didn't really think about it. Now, I'm here to do a tier list ranking of her discography. Uh, and yeah, let's do it. Alright, we're gonna start off with Reputation. Now, I know when this album came out, most people hated it. A lot of people hated it. A lot of people hated how, because it was basically her experimental album. She was being really experimental. She was trying new things, and a lot of the songs were hit or miss. But for me, this album, I really enjoyed it, if I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why, although I acknowledge there are a lot of bad songs on here, but I just love when an artist experiments, and even if it sucks, I love hearing it. It's the same with Tyler the Creator's Cherry Bomb, where that album is extremely experimental, but it sucks. Every track kinda has bad mixing, but I love it. I love how experimental it is. It was the same with Reputation. I just listened to it kinda for a week a lot because I really enjoyed it. Now, I'm gonna be as unbiased as possible. I'm gonna put these on rankings, both considering what albums are my favorites and how do I like them, and both with public perception. So if I was doing it for myself, if it was myself, I would put it at great. But because it's not really that good of an album, I'm just gonna put it at it's alright, it's a good album. Now, Folklore. I actually reacted to this album on my channel. You can check it out on the link in the description. It's the first video I put out where I reacted to Folklore. And when I reacted to it, I quite didn't enjoy it that much. But since then, it kind of grown on me. Like, I listened to it multiple times and I understood the story, and I kind of get the tracks more. And actually, I think this is a great Taylor Swift album. I loved how she mixed folk elements with her voice, and it's just every track, like, if you pay attention and listen to it, the story and the track listing, just there's not a single bad track on there. It's just really relaxing. Like, the lyrics sometimes can be corny, but you can tell it's coming from a heartfelt place. You can tell it's emotional, and I just enjoyed that album a lot, and I think it's great. I don't think it's a god tier Taylor Swift album, but I think it's great. Now, Red House. Now, Red is a god tier Taylor Swift album. If I'm gonna be honest, this album is fucking amazing. This album, when it came out, my brother like put me on Taylor Swift, and this is the first album that like put me on Taylor Swift. Like, when I listened to this album, I was like, oh god, I really like this girl's music. And that album, man, from the beginning to end, from front to back, it's just an amazing album. Like, every track, I fucking love the mix of country and pop, and I love every single one of those tracks, man. I love that album, and I believe that's, to this day, is the best album Taylor Swift has ever made. It's a god tier album, and there's so many hits on that album, and it's good hits. There's so many good songs on that album. Next one is Fearless. Now, although there's so many like highlights on an album like Love Story and Untouchable, but it's not really that good of an album, if I'm gonna be honest. It's her country album. Like she's still on her country vibe, and I enjoy that. I like it, but I don't know, man. It just didn't click with me. And yeah, I guess the thing was when I listened to it, because I liked her self-titled more. So going to this album was kind of disappointing. I felt like it was a downgrade, but still, it's a great album. Um, I'm gonna put it at eh, yeah. Actually, no. I'm gonna put it at it's alright. Now, Lover. This album is an F for me. So when this album came out, and when I listened to it, it was such a disappointment. I don't know why, but I disliked pretty much every single song from that album. I don't know why, it just sounded so corny and so bland to me. And to this day, like I went back to it like a few weeks ago, but I still didn't enjoy it. I don't know what is it about it, but I just don't like it, man. I don't know why. Like there are some good songs, like You Need to Calm Down is pretty good song. The title track is pretty good, but still, like, nah, it didn't click, you know. It wasn't it. And the song with Panic at the Disco sucks, man. Like, that's just no. But let's go to her self-titled. I believe her self-titled is a great album. Now, one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums is her self-titled. The reason is, although there are some bad songs, but it's just such a raw album, such a raw country vibe that I fucking love it. I love raw albums, and this is one of them. Like her voice is pretty raw. Most songs have acoustic guitars and they sound pretty amazing. It's just amazing album, man. Like every single track, I can hear how passionate she is about the music, and I just like it. Like it very much. I don't know if it's alright or great. I think it's gonna go in alright. It's alright, yeah. Alright, the next album is Speak Now. Now, this is where she started to become more popish. It was her like transition from country to pop, and I liked it. I liked how experimental she was with it. Like, you know, she was trying out new things. Although there are some misses on that album, but she was still trying out new stuff. So, if I'm gonna be honest, that album is great for me. It's a great album. I quite like it. I think it's a pretty good album. I think it's a pretty solid try. It might go, it's alright, but still, it's a great album if I'm being honest. Now, 1989. Oh my god, this album, man. Ah. The thing is, I personally believe this album deserves to be God tier, but I know a lot of people think this is not that good of an album and it's too mainstream. But if I'm gonna be honest, this is a God tier album. Like, it's such a good pop album. Every single song it hits, man. It's my mom's favorite album, and I can see why, because it's such an easy album to get into, and every song is a fucking hit on an album. And like to this day, whenever I listen to it, I get entertained. I listened to 1989 so many times, and there hasn't been a moment where I got tired of it, or where I thought, oh no, like I don't want to listen to it anymore. I keep going back to it, and I like it every time. So I'm gonna put it as God tier. A lot of people think it's gonna be great, but I believe it's God tier, man. Alright, that was my... I love how there's a yikes here. I don't think there's any yikes Taylor Swift albums, to be honest. Alright, that was my ranking of Taylor Swift's discography. Comment below if there's any other artists or groups you want me to do a tier list of them, or any artists that you want me to listen to their music. I put my reaction on the channel. I love getting to new music, and it's just amazing. And thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you want. You know, it's free. You can just do it if you want, please. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.